Alright, welcome everyone. This is another video that I'm putting together. We started a new server for the Musty Gaming community, a Feed the Beast server, and this was an older world of mine that I'm going to go over some of the beginning stuff that a lot of people seem to be having questions about on the server. Today we're going to be looking at two types of farms, tree farms and wheat farms, and how they can work together to make your life a little easier. So this is the original world that I had a long time ago. Let's go inside of the factory, and here we do, I'm just going to go over a couple things in the factory as well. This is a factory sign. We actually use there's a randomizer, that like a redstone randomizer, and it actually will shut off only part of the sign, so it's actually meant to flicker. But let's go over here and let's start with the farms, and then I'm gonna get back to some of the other machines and how to get some piping and stuff done as well. So here's my tank full of lava and my tank full of biomass. I have 10 biogas engines, and I'm sorry if it lags a little. For some reason the server's not running well today. So this is my tree farm. I actually have 2 tree farms set up with a chunk loader here to keep the whole chunk loaded. So the way it works is I have this one here, and then I have this one over here. They are identical. Let's drop down and see. So this is all of the underground piping for this tree setup. So let's go over here and discuss this one. And they're actually running, so let's look up here real quick. Once again, ran right into a tree. So let's go here. So we have the arboretum, which has the saplings and the humus, and as you can see, tons of saplings. And then the logger. So if can I drop down in here? No, I can't drop down on this one. If we go here, so first thing we see right here is coming off of the arboretum is a pipe here, and there's a pipe here with a logic gate, but we'll get into the logic gate after. So out of the side comes the sand, and we can see sand goes in the black direction, humus goes in the blue. So the sand's going to come down here and go into the black only, and then humus can only go in the direction of blue. So that's how the sand leaves, and then it goes, I collect it into this barrel, which then pumps it out into this ender chest. I don't want to steal the whole show with the ender chest thing, but basically there's 3 colors on each ender chest, and as long as there's another ender chest somewhere that's red, white, and yellow, when you open that other chest, they're linked, so the sand going in here will also be in that other chest. I'll show an example of that either this episode or maybe in another episode to help out. But let's get back to the most important part, the tree farm. So my power is coming from all the way over there, and then it goes up into those 2 sides, leaving me the ability to put stuff underneath. So in here, this is where everything's coming out into this pipe. In this one we have, for blue, saplings, apples, wood. In green, saplings, yellow, a lever. Basically, there will never be a lever coming out of here, so nothing will ever actually go towards the yellow direction. So nothing will ever go in this direction. Since the wood's coming out, we want the wood to go only in this direction into the blue, so it's going to go that way, as well as saplings. Now, also what would come out of here, saplings will go to the green area to go back into here, but then saplings will go that way. It's not really a 50-50 ratio, but it's the best it can do. but we also take care of that. So if saplings don't go in that direction and they go here, then they're not going to go into the arboretum to be used to be planted. They're going to come down into this pathway, and then make it to this next diamond pipe. The next diamond pipe has more logic, right? Saplings, wood to the left, levers, red and blue, apples to the black. So apples will come down, nothing will go backwards or forwards, and then saplings and wood go to the left. Let's follow the path for the apples first. So the apple is going to go down in here to the squeezer. Once squeezed, it becomes apple juice, but there is a slight chance for it to become mulch. Right now, I just pump the apple juice down into a void pipe, so once this fills up, the rest will go into a void pipe. If it becomes mulch, these are logic gates, so if there's an item in the inventory, so if there is mulch, it'll do an energy pulse. An energy pulse, you can think of it as a redstone engine without needing an engine. So if something's in there, it will pulse it out. If it gets pulsed, it will go into the carpenter. Mulch plus dirt equals 9 humus, however you want to say it. This pattern is, I believe, the largest output you can get. Most other ways you get 8, this way you get 9. So once you have the mulch, once we have the humus, how do we get it back into the system? So the carpenter will pump it out this direction. This direction handles the dirt, so I'm getting dirt from a separate location and then pumping the dirt. And we can go into this. We'll go into greater detail in another episode. Has work. So if there's enough to build an item, it's considered has work, which means that it's true, so this will light up, which then means a red pipe signal is thrown. That red pipe signal actually runs this length of this wire here, triggers this one that says, if we get a redstone signal, pump out of the chest. So if there's work, it'll pump more in and just keep going. But back to this. Once we have the humus made, the humus will pump out of here and then go into one of these 2 barrels. Now, once it's in one of these barrels, it has wires that go all the way back. So when it says it needs humus, it will send a signal here and pump from the barrel to here. Sorry if it's making you guys a little dizzy. So that's the process from left to right, dealing with the apples. Now, if we go down this way to the saplings wood area, this is where I've collected all my wood, and I have clearly tons and tons of wood. Now for the saplings are going to come down into one of these 2. And then I have this piping to be separated to go to 2 fermenters. So basically there's a split down the middle, one side and one side. So that's why I have 2 barrels for saplings to keep them separated. And I have 2 fermenters, one for each machine, one for each tree farm. So it'll pump. If it's in the right barrel, it goes down this side. If it's in that left barrel, it goes down on this side. And what this is saying here is, if there's liquid in the tank, which is the liquid in, I believe it's if there's water, basically, pump energy. Or I'm sorry, if it's liquid in this tank, pump. So this one kind of will flicker on and off. So once it has biomass, it automatically pumps it out. This one says, if the resources is less than 25%, send a signal. So if this is less than 25% filled, which would be a stack of 64, so if it's less, it sends a signal. If that signal's on over here, it pumps out. So it's constantly getting more saplings. And the 2 farms, some people say I don't have enough saplings, or my saplings aren't, I'm not getting enough of them. That's why I honestly have the 2 farms, is to try to mass produce enough saplings to make up for the loss. I still do end up as you'll see in this one too, I have tons of them. If this does, every once in a while, if I'm in the area, I just pull a bunch out, you know, and then I'll just dump a bunch here, and then it'll fill up and then not ask me for a while. Now, once we have the biomass, and if I am going too quickly and you need something explained a little further, by all means leave a comment or find me on the Musty server, which I will post in the YouTube as well, so that way people can ask me questions there or something. Once we have the biomass, we send it up here, and I run it across these biogas engines. Now I believe here I have 5. I can fly here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 running. 5 here, 4 running. This one's actually running even though the animation's not playing. The animation sometimes does get stuck, but if you see this and it says that its current output is 5, you're all set. So I have those 5 running, and these 5 power just these 2 farms. So it's, the arburator and the logger on each side, so that's 4 machines. Then 5th, 6th, squeezer and carpenter, and then 7, 8 is the fermenters. So it is a lot of machines, but I have 25 MJ, and it's enough power to get everything I need. And I switched to these logic gates, 1 to make my life easier, and 2 so I don't have a million redstone engines running. Now, the system is not bulletproof. It will still run for several hours before you run into a problem, but every once in a while I need to jumpstart it. So I have these Stirling engines. I have 4 Stirling engines to kickstart the system if ever needed. Just throw some wood in there. There'll be, saplings or whatever, throw them in, flick the switches, and you're ready to rock. Now, surprisingly, if you go this route for the setup, saplings won't be your problem, hummus won't be your problem. Well, hummus will be your problem, but because of the lack of dirt. Now, it may be odd saying that, like, you're running out of dirt, but I had this system I had this server running for quite a while, several months, maybe even a year, and at some point you run out of dirt when you're not mining and you're moving to machines. So you have to mass produce the dirt. So that's why I created a wheat farm. It wasn't for feeding. Cows and things of that nature are much better for that. This is an older version of this server. The other server, I had this wheat farm layered. It was like 3 or 4 high, so I had 3 wheat farms running simultaneously, and I had the water running down. It was a cool effect. So for this one, this is a catalyst to help grow faster, but it's not needed for the setup. The only 2 machines that are really needed are the farm, takes in dirt and seeds, and I can't think of it, but I think it's a combine. It's like the logger, so it will cut the wheat once it's full grown. You don't actually need this much dirt. Unlike the tree farm, once it builds the layout, it doesn't need any more dirt. The dirt doesn't die or anything like that. And I believe you can, I don't know if this stuff grows. It does. So unlike the tree farm where you can't grow, you can't use bone meal to grow the trees, with the wheat farm you're not limited to the restrictions since you're using dirt and not hummus. And as you see, once it has it, it runs it. So you don't, like, we could take all these dirt out. It really doesn't matter because it's already built the dirt. It's not going to ever replace it. And the combine pulls it. Once it's pulled, it's got a similar setup here with the diamonds. The diamond pipe's black wheat, so wheat goes into this chest. Seeds go back into the system to get replanted. And if the seeds Oh, that's a really bad setup. I didn't know that they popped out like that. Well, so I was losing a lot of seeds. Basically, there should be another diamond pipe here. If this is full, they should try to at least go. Oh, it's because this chest is full. So they should be going into either one of these, but if both are full, then it's not going anywhere. So now let's come over to this side. So this is a good thing. Red, yellow, yellow opens this chest, but it also opens this chest. To make a point of that, if I put 64 seeds there and come over here, it's pumping the seeds out, but you get the point. So and it's going to push the seeds out because this is an auto crafting table, and the way it works is I'm grabbing the wheat here. The wheat goes into there. As you can see, it's coming in there. And then once it's in here, once this fills, so you put in your schema, so it's going to be 8, right? And that's a pattern with a hole in the middle. Once all of these are filled, it's going to create a plant ball and move it to the next stage. Once the plant ball is made, it goes into a pulverizer. And the pulverizer will make it into dirt, which you might not see if it moves too fast. It moved too fast. And then it actually gets outputted into this chest. So we're using this wheat farm to mass produce the dirt we need to then go back up here. Let's drop down. So the dirt then comes into this chest over here and continues on its way back into here, which then creates the hummus, which then gets pumped out, comes up here, into here, gives you the byproducts, and then the whole process starts all over again. Now, if you didn't notice, I run the biomass engines, I get the biomass to go across the biogas engines, down this plane, right here, left to feed the couple of engines to power the wheat farm, and I fork it, and then it goes up into this. Now, as you can see, I have a full tank. I also have a full tank of lava, but the lava is using what we call a liquid tesseract. And I'm actually going to save this whole thing for a later video because it's just way too much to actually get into right now. This is a recycler setup with overclockers. Again, something I'll get into in another episode. Oh, something that I'm going to get into right now. The best way to convert your power. So right here I have lava, 2 geothermals into an MFSU, which obviously takes a long time to fill up. And I have another one right here, an MFSU, which then goes into a transformer. Sorry for the lack of thinking right there. I believe from an MFSU it goes high medium or medium low. I'm forgetting off the top of my head. Medium high. So the fact that it's 1 silver, 1 that's medium, that's low, to power these machines. But then you see this fiber cable running up here, and boy, does it cost a lot. This is a lot of diamond that I am just wasting away here. So it was unconverted, and it comes here, and this is how you get the best bang for your buck. So we have a medium voltage transformer, or the MV transformer. In one, out one. because it will output, the transformer will output the maximum value that you want. But when you go into the lower ones, so you're coming from 128, well actually I think it's 512, then this is 128, and then these each output 32. But each one, so to get, it's 32, 64, and then this completes the whole 128. Now you could do one, you think you could do one out of each side, but this is the most beneficial power setup. When you go from, when you bring it down to 1, split out to 4, and then reconnect them. When you reconnect them, it just, I haven't run into power loss, and my machines were cranking, and I do a similar setup here too. So like, it forks here, comes up the other side, and then I do the same type of setup. And I have battery boxes because this machine, the implosion compressor takes up a lot of power, so instead of it just killing the system right away, it will drain the batteries before hitting the actual system. And then once it's out here, I run the cable at this level, and it runs all the machines. And everything is EU except for the one machine. I use an electrical engine. No upgrades, because it's just the rolling machine, and I don't really find it too complicated to just flick a switch. And this is the front. Some people have asked like the best way for their setup. So this is actually a kill switch that will kill all of my machines in one shot. And then I have my extractor here, my rolling machine, which is controlled by a switch. It's off, we flick the switch, and it builds its power up. Don't leave it running is all I can say, otherwise it'll continue, the electrical engine will just draw power. We have the compressor with 4 upgrades. It works wonders. I highly recommend it. Next we have the macerator, then the electric furnace, and then for this setup, I actually have water under here, and this is a liquid transposer, so if you have cells or anything like that, I can do it with a bucket, just for example. You put a bucket in, fills it up with water. Much better than like finding your local watering hole. And it's good for like the industrial electrolyzer and the centrifuge and stuff, where you get like, sometimes you need to put it in to make the materials, and vice versa. So this is like a little setup here. Eventually I would like to put this in, but I need to have like pipes run from an aqueous accumulator somewhere then. Next is our industrial grinder. You get a lot more than a pulverizer or macerator. Industrial blast furnace, for some of the ingots we need, and then implosion compressor to make like special TNT, which I can't think of off the top of my head. Now, once all of this runs and it goes from the electric furnace, there's actually a pipe that runs underground, and we'll put it into my diamond chest here. So I have a lot of stuff that gets built out, like my alloys and everything. And then I filter dusts in one, tiny piles in another, ores, and then my cans. These are red cage lights. You use the luminar to do that. The pride and joy in my personal end game is this, the matter fabricator. You give in scrap and you get out UU matter, and that UU matter can be used, for example, to craft. I don't think I can do it here. Let's see what I can craft. I don't remember the recipes. It's been so long since I've gotten to this part of the game. So 9 gives you a diamond, just for example. So that's very nice. And then over here we have the coke oven, and the blast furnace. And if there's anything, I'm just going over like the factory itself. If there's anything specific you want to see, let me know and we can do it. Or I might just do some episodes each time doing a different project. This is an assembly table. This is where we make those logic gates that replace like redstone engines. And the actual, I'll show you a peek at the setup for that. I don't know what mode my mining laser's on. Oh, I don't need to. I left the hole. So this actually is a crazy setup. I run 12 engines, which then get split up to run on either side. And I try to keep the distance from here to be somewhat equal, so that the pipes don't get too crazy. And I run a switch, and I'll show you the switch right here. So you flick this switch and once. I don't know if there's anything actually in the engines to pump it. So you can see it's lit now, but oh. Okay, so the running power, let's see if there's in order for the assembly table to work, it requires a recipe. Okay, so you can see they're all different colors. Eventually, I think they all will be blue, and blue is the highest power. The power's still building up inside the pipes. And this just like cranks that stuff, and then once it's built, as long as you have a chest placed underneath it, it'll just put it right into the chest. We'll shut that off for now. So that's the main stuff here. We can go over the back of this real quick. So you saw the way they run. So for my setup, I have 2 diamond pipes. Let's try to get a situation. Okay. So a wrench, throw a wrench in it, just so that it doesn't go down. Or actually, yeah, so nothing goes down in this direction because I want stuff to come up it. Mixed ingots go blue, wrench yellow. So things should only ever go in, when they're coming into this pipe, they should only go that way. And then if it doesn't meet any of this criteria, everything else goes green. So basically the rolling machine's over there. This one is the extractor, and then this one's the rolling machine. So if something comes up like a mixed alloy ingot, once it gets here, it'll automatically go into the hopper and then get put into the compressor to be compressed and make the object I want. Once it's made, it goes up into the next one. I have an iron pipe so that things can only go down that direction. Once it hits this direction, it has a possibility of going a couple places. So this, for clarification, is the electric furnace. So things like these things I don't want to go into the electric furnace. I don't need, obviously, dirt and rubber to go and get burned. These won't work. Only things blue will go there. So I want iron and tin dust. There's a bunch of other things that could go there. I just don't have them currently. And so currently only those 2. Now what I did here, I ran out of room in the black, so I ran a pipe here and then down, and then filled in the red. So red will come down here, and then I have another iron pipe that says if you hit here, you have to go this way. So once it goes this way, it goes under the walkway and then into that diamond chest. These are like the special blocks in order that you need to hit the right temperatures for the other machines. These don't get transferred. They just stay where they are, and you pull them out for safety reasons right now. These are my barrels for the most used things that I have, and I labeled them like iron tin, copper gold, aluminum, both types, ingot, and actually that's aluminum and nickel. And this is my glass walkway. This is where I make my dark iron, things like that. All glass walkway. Let's take a look at real quick at the wizardry stuff, and then I'm gonna probably wrap it up after that. Maybe after. No, I won't get into the bees. Not right now. So this is Das Boog's place. He had a smaller setup with the power and the computers and stuff. This was his computer level. If you haven't seen them yet, these are the levitators. This is a go down one. You don't get damaged or anything. This is his infernal furnace with these billows on the side that, like, I don't even know what they do. I don't know anything about Thaumcraft. Oh, this is the up. And then he even labeled them like red, stop, don't go that way. Green, go this way to go down, so you don't fall and hurt yourself. So he has this thing. He has are the golems here? No, I don't see the golems. This is his chicken that wants to get cooked. Can't believe it's been in there since almost day one. Up here's a golem. I don't know what he does. He looks kind of lost. Well, I know that some of them, when they have a brain, like they'll pick wheat for you, and then another one will plant wheat for you. And these are our crazy storage systems. This was one of them. As you can see, he has stuff flying everywhere. Yeah, I think it's missing some of the other stuff. He loves glass, if you couldn't tell. Him and Prime are glass fanatics. Here's vials of stuff. I don't know how that... Candles. Here's more guys that, like, fill up buckets. More candle stuff. I don't honestly know how any of this works. He can explain that for you if you're on the Musty server. And we can go back out this way. This was us figuring out stuff. That's my bee figure outer. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode. Hopefully you have a little bit more understanding about the tree farms, and about how, like, ender chests work, things of that nature. And we'll just play this to sign off. So hope everyone had a good time and you learned something. See you next time.